The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
XPW was known for being crazy. It was extreme pro wrestling.
I was a porn star living the dream of a wrestler.
In order to get paid for wrestling, I had to edit porn.
When we did death matches, that was just a license to kill for me.
Boom, they just jumped on me. One of them had clippers.
It got real dark after that.
Dark Side of the Ring.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Did you miss us? We back with it, man. This is OTTR Off the Top Roast Podcast with another brand new episode, straight from the oven, straight to your mama's kitchen table with it. Needless to say, man, thank you guys. And I had to shed a little tear last week because we made the 4K fucking plays. Thank you all who've been playing our stuff, who've been listening to our content, who's spreading the word about us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We greatly fucking appreciate from the bottom of our heart here at OTTR headquarters. Thank you. Oh man, before we get into the special episode, we gotta go around the table real quick. But needless to say, y'all know how to find us: Anchor, YouTube, Google, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify. Once in a while, we'll go on Green Room, Podbean, Audio, Stitcher, Castbox, and now Pocket Cast as well. We're still trying to get our asses on Apple, so stay tuned. Keep watching. Keep tuning into our stuff. And also follow us in the Facebook groups, Twitter and Instagram, Off the Top Ropes Podcast. It's not hard for us to find us. You know what the hell that we are. The Podcast Mafia here for the Black Independent Wrestling Podcasters. Oh man, this is an AfterDark. But we back with it with another banger. We're going to talk about the latest Dark Side of the Ring episode documenting Extreme Pro Wrestling, XPW. Before we dig into this deep, twisted, sexual, bloody ambiance, someone is back in the building with us tonight after being away on a hiatus, taking care of his obligations behind the scenes. And surprisingly, he's here today to talk about it. This makes me feel like Karub right now when he came back. But needless to say, this is not about him. This is about you tonight. Welcome back. Uncle Fats is in the building with it. He's back, y'all.
All right, my fault. I was on mute for a hot second.
Whose fault was that? Now, explain to the people where the hell have you been at?
Okay, so I want to give a huge shout out to my OTTR family first and foremost. Then I want to give a shout out to all my baconers and baconettes.
Oh, wait a minute. And time out, Uncle Fats. If you want to get the merchandise, the slides, the shirts, the cups as well, www.bonfire.com/store/off-the-top-roast-podcast. You can get the slides at www.decoslides.com. And you can find on designs and stuff like that there. And pretty soon, we'll be back up on Teesprings as well. I got some heat for Maddie right now, man. She kind of pushed my buttons with that merchandise shit. It needs to say Teesprings. I'm trying to reboot that thing back up. So that'll be another merchandise store. Keep watching for more shit that we got coming out for y'all. I'm so sorry, Uncle Fast. Go ahead and explain to people what the hell have you been at.
So I've been busy, ladies and gentlemen. I've been so outside of the podcast, I am a musician. I'm an aspiring musician. I actually play for a solid ass band here in New England, and we're one of the top party bands that you ever come across. If you're friends with me on Facebook, I don't do full funny names. My name's Paul Jones. You can request me on Facebook. You can see the videos.
You shouldn't throw your government out there like that, man.
Well, I don't have I plan on making a page, but I don't know how to do all that fancy shit yet. Okay. But what I've been doing is I've been gigging every weekend. So it's been occupying my time, and I miss being with the OTTR family and giving my insights and funny antics to the listeners. But I will say thank you to those that keep listening and to the faithful few that's been subscribing and bringing people on. We appreciate you, love you. Keep doing the damn thing. Buy the merch. Keep showing love. Keep supporting the Black podcast. Just keep doing what you're doing. We won't forget you. We will never leave you. We always give you something funny, fun, and different every single time. It'll never be a dull moment, especially when my fat ass is in the room. Because you know there ain't never a dull moment when this fat boy is locked and loaded.
Pathetic. you really got to throw that shit into it. All right, whatever.
Hey, I'm Uncle Fat for a reason.
Yeah, if you stop stuffing your face like your other cousin does. Well, before we even dig into any more of the food ambiances and welcome him back, we're gonna be here. We're here talking about XPW, the latest Dark Side of the Ring episode. I guess I will let you go first because you've been gone for a long ass time, and I'm pretty sure you don't want me going first. I can go on for maybe like a good half an hour, but I'm gonna break my shit down by timeline wise and just piece everything together for the people that don't know who Rob Zakari was, aka Rob Black. He was a porn film producer who had a deep unorthodox passion for hardcore wrestling. Mix those two combined together, you have XPW. But go ahead.
That motherfucker was sick.
I will let you go first.
Rob Zakari was a sick fuck, man. I mean, let's just put it like this. I mean, I give it to him at the time. He was an innovator in what we called extreme back then. But you got to be a sick, crazy, like unrighteous, self-righteous individual to combine porn with wrestling. That's like, that gives the ultimate fan a serious heart attack. That's like worse than a triple bypass, and you're wide awake, and you're hearing everything just going on, and the doctor's like, we got a blood clot, and you're panicking, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like, the shit that I was hearing, let alone from the wrestlers, but just seeing some of the stuff, I was just like, dude, this is crazy. And then to just not have a damn about those that helped you get to where you're at. It does something to me as a human being. Like, you were willing to put your family on the line for success.
You mean your wrestling family?
That's pretty much your family. I mean, you're on the road 200-something days out of the year.
I mean, this was XPW that was only based in California, you know, so it was an independent boy ECW.
True.
You know what I mean? So there was only a one city based promotion. So I think you kind of got that little theory kind of confused. But I get what you're saying though. But
even if it was a one city, to have a handful of people believe in your goal and in your business, and to put what they accomplished kind of on hold, like even when it came to like the writer or the promoter who said he was like an Academy Award winning writer or whatever, and then to come over to XPW and now you're editing porn and gory porn and all types of weird ass shit, and then you're doing matches that are so death defying that you're close to damn near death every single time you step into that ring. You didn't know what the hell was going to happen. How do you live at a you know, as a wrestler, you know, being in your early 20s, how do you deal with that? And that would have been my main question to these guys. Like, I understand the pillage and the nonsense that y'all had to suffer, but honestly, how do you feel knowing that every time you walk through them doors, whether you faked it or not, that this could be the last of you? Like, this could be the end all be all. Everything from the scaffold matches to the fire matches to thumbtacks to barbed wires to, chair shots. Motherfuckers getting hit in the head with a chair and telling you to stay up so you don't die. Like, bro, that's some scary ass shit. How would you feel if you was a wrestler and your punishment is literally taking 3 to 4 chair shots, and then you're told to stay up for the rest of the night, and your body is pounding in pain, like you've been hit with a Mack truck, and then ran over by a dump truck, and then had a deer or bull just come and just trample your ass some more, and then you're told to just sit there and breathe and take it easy, and you'll be all right. Like, nah, bro, that's not a good feeling. I was sitting there cringing, and I was upset because I love porn, and it's like, how do you cross porn with wrestling? Then it kind of makes me wonder when they mention the whole collaboration with ECW, and then you think about some of the girls like Beulah, and I forgot the other chick, the one that was with who was it, Francine?
That's one. That was for Shane Douglas.
Okay. Beulah was with Tommy Dreamer or with
Tommy Dreamer.
And then there was another one. I know there was 3 of them.
Bono?
I don't know. But I know there was 3 of them. But they all, like the top ones, all wore the skimpy short skirts like you would see in the porn videos back in the day, with the heels, with the tied up shirt around the chest area, and sex sells. They got their ass whooped, but it wasn't as extreme as this shit. Even to the point where you had, the guys and the women talking about how, they're in the back and, they're talking to the guys, and the guys are just sitting there just whacking off, trying to keep themselves hard to get ready for a scene. But bro, you got a match in like 20 minutes. like how do you do that? No, here's the one that shocked me. I think it was, I don't know if it was the guy or the girl, when he was like, when it was like, they had a scene where the chick was eating chicken and she was in the pool eating chicken. I think she was either playing with herself or something like that. And then she was getting peed. She was getting peed on?
She was getting peed on in the pool eating a bucket of chicken, some shit like that.
Bro, do you know how pissed off I would have been?
No. No.
Bro, first of all, you ain't peeing on shit, bro.
Oh man, listen, say that shit ain't shit to R. Kelly, okay?
Yeah, bro. That was some real R. Kelly shit, bro. That was some real R. Kelly shit, bro.
He got away with it though. That's why I was like, wow. The only difference between the two is one got away with it justifiably through Phil. You did it
on some pervert shit.
In an excessive way that is chronicalized, I guess, and you did it in public, I guess. So, I won't talk about that, but keep going.
But then not only on top of that, bro, you're wasting food. You understand? What kind of chicken was you eating that it was that good that you did not notice that a motherfucker was peeing on?
Chicken, okay? Forget about
No, you have to, because it's like, what would possess you to allow another human being to piss on you while you're eating chicken? Was it KFC? Was it Church's? Was it Popeyes?
Does it matter what chicken it was?
Bro, from a fat perspective, yes, it does.
Oh, good Lord. Welcome back.
Because if a
Welcome
chicken,
back.
you're right. Because if a chicken was that good, bro, enough for me
Get the fuck
to
out
not
of here.
notice a motherfucker urinating on me, bro. That, sign me up. Sign me up. Sign me up for real.
Sign you want to go to the slaughterhouse?
Sign me up to give me some of that chicken so I can completely ignore everything that's going on. That chicken must have had crack on it, bro.
That's a damn shame. That's a chicken flu from the Bulldog storyline. That's the whole chicken flu bullshit.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it, man. I mean, what would possess you to do some real shit like that? And then it's like, how much was you getting paid?
Hey, apparently he was making money, but let me not, dig into your take.
It didn't seem like they was, because what's his name? Even old boy was mentioning how he scammed the company into having insurance, putting together a faulty, bro. That just shows you how bad technology was back in the day, how easy it was to scam a lot of these companies to get by off of some real dangerous shit. He was like, yeah, all I had to do was photocopy, write out some shit, copy it, fax it over, and then voila, we had insurance. You try to do that shit now, you won't even get past the mailing stage. They're going to send you a thing talking about, oops, sorry, wrong paper, you're screwed. Bro, you can't do nothing nowadays. You got to be smarter than a hiccup to get some insurance on some scam shit. They don't play no games with that anymore. But back then it was different. You understand? It's crazy to see how the extremeness of wrestling has come from back then up until now. Even if you wanted to go way past that, dealing with Abdullah the Butcher and all the shit that he's done to wrestlers and things like that, and then leading up to the demise of extreme, professional wrestling or pro wrestling, and then to hear that the fact that they kind of coincided with ECW. And when he said that, it kind of clicked in my head a little bit, like I could kind of see where some of this shit that they were doing, why it was just crazy. Like, who the hell was thinking of this shit? This shit had to come from someplace else. Okay, Paul Heyman, you were smart. You did the extreme shit, but you didn't take it that far. And then it's just like, you kind of look at the aftermath that everything was done to get some of the big names to come over there and literally like do one match or do a couple of matches and then just be gone. Like, that's crazy. That's like legit. It's crazy, bro. Like, this whole shit, I ain't never seen no shit like this before, bro.
And you know XPW still exists, right?
Where, in Japan?
Right here in Jersey.
Is that the backyard wrestling?
No, it's more of an independent thing now. I think they kind of dump it down a lot. Sort of like close to GCW. It's not like another like Offspring.
Okay. But it's still extreme, or is it like mild extreme?
Mild. It's like mild extreme.
So you get to throw people through glass and shit
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All that.
All right, that's not bad. It's not bad.
So
I don't know, bro. I don't know. That's some weird shit. Like, how would you feel, knowing that? Oh, and then the names, bro. The names were killing me. Messiah, Crucifixion, bro. What was the chick that called her? What was it, like crazy bitch or something like that, or extreme bitch?
Something like that.
Y'all couldn't come up with anything better than that. But then you had to understand, you had a porn director trying to be a wrestling connoisseur.
He's yeah. a foreign producer, but but I'll get into that.
Mm-hmm. I ain't got nothing else left to say, man. That shit.
Boys and girls, you heard from Uncle Fast first and foremost, especially the whole chicken part. He's so fascinated by.
Yeah, man. That's. I'm thinking about that. I'm gonna be thinking about that all night, bro. I'm literally. I think I might make a post about that on Facebook.
Good Lord. I can't wait to see that response. Folks, man, listen, this was Dark Side of the Ring. You know how deep, but this went deeper than expected. I didn't expect this to even come out to play. XPW, Extreme Professional Extreme Pro Wrestling. It's based in the West Coast, California. Started in the late 90s. So it survived it out for at least a good couple of years, but that was pretty much it for that. But the main character, the main guy in this whole goddamn story is Rob Sakari, aka Rob Black. He's the executive producer in the porn industry. He's been in the porn all his life, apparently. So he has some type of production knowledge of everything, but he has a deep fascinated love for hardcore wrestling. So you mix some two bad boys together, and you get XPW. Yes,
Crazy.
folks. But his mentality was like a madman mafia mentality. If you wasn't with him, you was against him. Or you was riding for him, he was riding for that motherfucker. But he was also the owner of Extreme Associates too. That was actually the parent company to XPW. So he had a back into this. You know what I'm saying? Needless to say that. But damn it, but the woman right next to him that caused a lot of these problems that I'm about to talk about tonight is fucking crazy. Lizzie Borden. Yes, folks. Some of you wrestling fans back in the day will know who the hell she is. Y'all seen her in points back then too. Think about if Pamela Anderson wasn't even involved in any type of TV appearances or nothing like that. She would came into the fold, she would outshine her.
Hands down.
But she was on, you know what I'm saying, but ex-girlfriend of hers like that, right? But she produced and directed some of these adult content that he comes up with. So she's part of this shit too. It's fucking crazy how this whole thing started off, and it's like, what the fuck am I about to watch? And as you're going along with it, you start getting deeper and deeper, and you get sucked into this shit. This motherfucker was just a straight up madman. Straight up motherfucking madman. He didn't give a shit about the next person. He didn't give a shit about his damn self and his damn brand. That was it. As long as he can make money to finance his deep lust and for blood and extreme hardcore matches and shit like that, then you have another Paul Heyman on your hands, or a Paul Heyman knockoff. As Uncle Fast said earlier, just basically, Paul Heyman was smart because he didn't go that far, and I think he knew that too. But this motherfucker, he went far. Oh boy, but but these two, XPW and ECW, had a partnership going on. So basically, what you was talking about earlier, Uncle Fast, was how certain people would be coming in for a couple matches, as long as they had a working partnership from the East Coast to the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to help ECW expand to come over to the West Coast because it was highly favorable over there too. So when that deal didn't go through, and ECW ended up getting their own TV deal, which they went on TNN, you remember that. That's when their relationship soured. And that's when you have XPW now got beef. Yes, folks, I'm saying beef now. Fuck rivalries and shit like that. This was a beef that happened. So this beef was ruined. So XPW got beef with ECW. Who would have thought that? You know what I mean? And I did not even know that. So that TV deal killed that shit, blah, blah, blah. They move forward. So particularly Paul Heyman was the target, not just the company, but Paul Heyman. So Rob Live versus Paul Heyman, the dark, twisted version of Vince McMahon versus Eric Bischoff. Completely twisted. Yes, folks. But the main icon, the main OG in this whole story was Supreme, man. Supreme was the band, was like the butter bean of hardcore wrestling, everyone said, because he was this big, stocky, chunky dude, but he put in that work in that ring, and he lost a lot of goddamn blood. He passed away last year, unfortunately, in May 6th. God rest his soul, first and foremost. And other people talking about him as well. His nephew, Joey, who was also known as Chaos, talking about highly enough, and that's how he got involved in the wrestling. But this was just bizarre how each and every person that was documented, that was participating in this document, had several stories. As Uncle Fast said, the whole environment of half a porn set and half a wrestling ring is fucking astonishing. One room you can have a whole set of like a threesome happen, and the other one you have the street, one-on-one actually happen. And then you go further down, then you see a big wrestling ring. Who the fuck would have thought that this man had the type of work environment like that? Jesus fucking Christ. And I said this shit in my head. If Deuce was around back then, old enough, and he found out about this shit, he would have died.
3 times. 3 times.
He would be like, "What the fuck is this?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is where you're gonna die at from sex exhaustion." But yes,
he'd have been the original Godfather. Where's my hoes? You're one of them.
Oh man, Jesus. Boy. XPW was like the Lord of the Flies with porn stars and wrestling rings in different rooms. That's all I gotta say about that. Man, the executive producer David Marquette, he said, and I quote, "In order for him to get paid for wrestling, he had to edit porn." So, that's where majority of the bread that financed XPW came from. It came from pornography. So this motherfucker still had a business, and then he started his own company. Who the fuck can actually say that? I'll wait. Exactly. Nobody can.
But well, you know what though? You know what those to add on to that? It's crazy how to have that business fund your wrestling business, and then it makes you wonder how many people back then was really into that kind of nasty ass porn shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, when you was growing up, you saw the Playboys, the hustlers. You might see a chick with a nipple pierce here and there, but we're talking about what they're talking about was like chicks can like dressed up as the Statue of Liberty, surrounded by 2 dudes dressed in presidential attire and the whole nine. Like, this is like extreme cosplay, like role playing extreme porn type shit. And it's like, how many motherfuckers out there was really buying this shit to help fund this? Bro, like, it's crazy.
DVDs were just starting, and DVDs were popular too. So think about that fucking dynamic, especially in the black market.
Right. I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Come on now, like, what do you think? That's where majority of all that money comes from. I mean, there are porn stores that that are around. You just gotta look deep to find them.
Yeah, I mean, what's that?
Well, it's not what it was like back then. No, now it's totally different. But yeah.
Well, I mean, all your shit's either online, or if you really know where to go to find like an Amazing store, or an Adam and Eve store, or see, here in Boston we had a store called Condom World over there on Newberry Street. I don't know if they shut that shit down.
Probably.
Yeah, but it's crazy, bro. Like, I'm sitting here listening to you, bro, and it's like, how many fucking? Because it didn't dawn on me. It dawned on me, but then it really hit until you restated it. How XPW was on the West Coast,
ECW was on the East Coast.
On the East Coast, and they tried to come together. And I'm like, could you imagine if Paul Heyman would have kept his agreement? Would these two companies still be relevant? You know, would they have sold the company to Vince McMahon?
No, would it be financially stable enough?
Well, with the way the porn was going, bro, and how it is nowadays, I think they would have been the granddaddy.
How porn grew to be within that time frame too, within 2002, 2003, with DVDs are coming out and popping out and shit. That's where you see the big spike, you see the big boom, especially with the bootlegs. You know what I'm saying? You can get about the real one, or you can buy the bootleg one, street or in the store. No matter what, you're still gonna get it. So no matter what, he's getting throw in his pocket.
If you was getting that shit on the streets, and that CD didn't say Maxwell, you was fucked, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You was getting scammed. You was wasting your money on the Lucy.
I'll tell you one other thing that was a stream. XPW's format of death matches was fucking ridiculous. And Jesus, one guy wanted to get fucking literally burnt to death on fire. Matter of fact, it was Supreme that actually did the stunt. And they grabbed not like the lighter fluid, they grabbed the charcoal fluid and it sprayed all over the goddamn table. The flame wasn't even going out the way that it's supposed to. So they did. I mean, but then when they got a good spark, did it? He caught his whole fucking fire because his t-shirt was soaked because of the fucking kerosene. Oh my god! Just
so that means he suffered second degree, almost third degree burns.
And he did. Yes, he definitely did. But the one from FMW where the whole ring technically collapsed. Oh my god! Fuck that! No, that would nothing would never come of that ever the fuck again. But moving on from that, XPW was starting to build their little momentum and shit like that on the West Coast, started getting a little local buzz. Then ECW comes into town. This is Heatwave 2000 pay-per-view. And Rob Black ain't having it. He got that mob mentality. He's like, nah, these guys are stepping on our turf, having the show. Yo, he says a couple of wrestlers, ring crews down there to disrupt the place. Well, not really disrupt the place, but to sit in the front and pass out flyers and pass out other stuff promoting their show and shit like that. And Paul Heyman must have got one of it. But when Joey threw up the big axe and shit like that, security guards came, mob these guys, him and Messiah, which we'll talk about him in a little bit because oh my god, let me talk about him. Oh man, I wish Maverick was here because my tirade probably would have been towards that and playing boys like that. Anyway, but they get caught up and the Brain Boys get fucked up. They get thrown out the damn building. Supposedly Rob Black was supposed to be there, but he no show. What kind of a leader is he? Questionable. But that's fucking ridiculous.
That's what it was with shit.
Yeah.
You send goons. You didn't even send goons. You sent little ass henchmen to do your dirty work with a couple of dogs.
Yeah, but they said that he's supposed to be there with them too.
Right. So, but you set them up.
Still, but lead by example. If you're gonna say that, yo, we're gonna do this, then I expect you to be there. You know what I'm saying? That's like someone telling me, okay, Shiz, I'm gonna come pick you up at 3, and you pop up at 3:30 or 3:45. I'm like, damn, what happened? I expect you to, it's just about expectation.
Yeah, but it's like when you get caught up and then you get your ass whipped by New Jack City, it's like, yeah.
Oh man,
and that motherfucker don't play.
Last appearance too.
Yeah, he don't play. He don't play fair.
Of course, he ain't gonna play fair. Plus, he was dealing with an injury at that time period too. But as time moves on, ECW closes its doors to ask the ones or some of their stars, and going over there because Rob Black contacted them. He ended up grabbing Sabu, New Jack, Shane Douglas, etc. And man, oh man. Enter his paradox punishment theory, where you're not supposed to throw up your hands at XPW to protect yourself from the chair shot. Apparently, Luke Hawk suffered that consequence, and he took a brutal ass fucking punishment by Supreme, ordered by Rob to take legitimate chair shots to his dome folks. He took 4 shits and he was done. 4 chair shots to the fucking cranium. Rob.
Nigga, that second one made him drop like he was putting.
Yeah, no, the second one really knocked him on his ass, but the third one to me was like the overkill. And then when he did it one more time, I'm like, yo, come on now. Like, that's really trying to kill a man, like legit in the ring, you're trying to kill him. That's almost killing someone. That's attempted murder that I just watched. 4 legitimate chair shots. And you're tied up? Nah, B. Crucify style, that's some Satan shit.
Yeah, but one of his arms got free because he got hit so hard that dead weight snapped.
True, but but come on now. Even with 1 chair shot straight to the fucking door, you're probably gonna be in a concussion stage.
You're gonna be seeing stars like Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Like, come on now. Like, you serious with that? But poor guy, he gets chair shot like fucking 4 times and he's knocked out.
I'm just glad that he's living, but
I'm glad that he's living too. But them chair shots, man, oh my god, fuck around for that one. You thought Mr. McMahon was worse. This motherfucker will order someone to legitimately say, no, make sure that you crack that motherfucker. Legit. No fucking remorse. Even for Messiah. Oh my god.
But hold on. Who's what? Okay, so let me ask you this.
No.
Whose chair shots was the worst? XPW, ECW, or WWE? WCW.
XPW.
Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
No. Not even if you want to try to include the Mick Foley situation involved in this, I'm not considering that. And then
why not?
And then because that was only technically a few people out of a whole roster that XPW had legitimately sacrificed their body for.
Okay.
XPW by far just took the goddamn title. Forget about what the hell I'm watching over there at GCW right now. Currently, what the fuck they're doing. This motherfucker wants you to die in the fucking ring for him. That's taking it too far. That's some real cult following shit leading to the goddamn death, and you're gonna die in the ring.
Yeah, but he wants you to come back to life, though.
No, he doesn't. Believe me, and I'll talk about that part in a little bit when it comes to this guy. The Messiah. Yo, oh my god, this fucking guy. He had
saved everybody.
But he had enough of the company. He wanted out, and eventually Rob just let him go. He didn't give a shit. Mr. William Resch, aka Messiah, the Messiah. Excuse me. That's what Rob named him. That was his ring name, folks. Yes, for real. But because of this, how he felt, it led up to some Lizzie and Messiah talking and stuff like that. Oh my God. The one thing, and I said this on Top Row Squishy's podcast just a couple of weeks back. Shout out to her, by the way. I said, what's one man's weakness? And that's all I had to say. So we all know what this is gonna lead up to. You're not gonna fuck another man's woman. Oh no. Especially in this case. So, and the secret affair actually happened, but it was short-lived. I'm actually kind of shocked that these two actually reconciled. That's some real loyalty shit, because if that was a black couple doing that, that motherfucker would have been dead. So we live in 2 different realities, folks. I'm fucking sorry to even say it the way that I'm feeling right now, because of how I watched that and how the whole dynamic was. If if another person, if another couple, if a black couple was in that type of situation, would it be like that? No, it would have been some physical in jail type shit. No fucking way. But needless to say, moving on from that, the Messiah, he's really off TV. He's been exiled from XPW. He's been really off TV in some weird ass fucking promo. Eventually, just up to disappear, flew the images and shit like that. I was like, what the fuck is this? This was bizarre, weird ass shit. So weird, funky production setup, but I mean, this was ridiculous to have them right so off of television. You flew to become a fucking alien, then you up and disappeared. That's funny. Oh man.
They said he went to heaven.
I don't know, but he ended up getting some depth, and he ended up getting some threats about the guy. But that's all going to be continued. What's going to be sidetracking you next is New Jack's personal mission against Vic Grimes in a scaffolding match, as Uncle Fast stated earlier about the fraud documentation for the insurance. And oh my fucking God, they legitimately got away with it from the way that this dude really did it. And I'm sitting there, I'm like,
at the last fucking minute.
I'm like, wow.
At the last minute. They got insurance at the last minute.
I was shocked watching that. I'm like, what the fuck kind of a blueprint are you going to try to sell to be like, that's safe? This is that was fucking ridiculous. Oh man. Shit. I thought other schemes was like, but like you said earlier, like back then their security protective policies and shit like that wasn't up to par back then than what it is now. So
right.
But imagine that shit back then. Imagine if ECW would have did some shit like that. Paul would probably kept the shit alive a little bit longer. But yo, this dude, he said to Rob, fuck that. I'm not losing this match. Talk about flipping the fucking coin to see whoever wins. No, he said, no, fuck that. He's going to be thrown off the fucking scaffold. And New Jack, and if you remember his episode on Dark Side of the Ring, they talked about that. And he was out for blood. He wanted to kill Vic Grimes for what happened 2 years prior at ECW, where they both went off the top of a scaffold. And Rick Grimes fell on top of his dome and crushed his skull. Oh my God. This was in New Jack's mind ever since that fucking day. And this was it. And he tased someone of E Duke's size, tasing them and said bombs away and threw his ass off the scaffold, crashed through a couple of tables but missed the whole stack that was already there, presented the meant to be thrown off to, and nearly landed outside the ring, but thank God for the fucking ropes. He only twisted his fucking ankle. Oh my God.
Bro, man.
Oh my fucking God. And I'm just like,
that's making my back hurt, bro. Like,
Rob Black allowed this shit to happen, and he really said, this is great. Y'all want to talk about Vince McMahon, talking about this is some good shit. No, this is some good shit. This motherfucker did not give two fucks about your life at all.
Hold on, and then paid him, but then paid him, and then this motherfucker leaves.
Oh man. And then he's like, yeah, I'm done. And he's like, yeah, bro, I'm done. I'm done. I'm out of here. I did my piece. I got my revenge. I got paid. I'm out of here. And that was the way that he ended it. And sure enough, he did that. Shout out to New Jack. God rest his soul, too. He knew when to fucking walk away. Oh, but back to the
New Jack Dado, he's still alive.
He been passed away this year, a few months back.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that's right.
But back to this Messiah and Rob Black beef that's been going on. That continues on. So Messiah acknowledges the affair in public at other wrestling events, and as the crowd jeering him. This was before the whole Edge and Matt Hardy shit. Like, you screw Matt, you screw Matt. They say you fuck Liz, you fuck Liz. It was Raw back then. So this is probably where WWE probably got that little baby shit from. Anyway, but he acknowledges shit of public. He shows up at XPW events. Eventually, they get word that he's there. Rob gets pissed off, but eventually he gets word that Rob knows that he's there, so he leaves. And this was where the crazy shit happens. He's sitting in the crib playing video games. Two guys just walk into his crib. First and foremost, who the fuck walks to anyone's crib like that? I know who the fuck walks into your crib. That's first and fucking foremost. So that's what he fucked up on. You got too fucking comfortable. So, nah. So two guys walked in. Apparently, two black guys. Fuck is that supposed to fucking mean? I'm taking it as two white Italian guys, maybe. It was on like some mafia shit, but some people want to say black, whatever. But I'm not buying that bullshit. Anyway, two guys jump him. One of them cut off one of his thumbs. Yes, folks. Excuse me. Not to be rude, not to be disrespectful, but yeah, they made some joke in there, like, they'd be like, one thumb up, or try to go for a handshake, but not hold out the thumb. That's fucked up to even do. Oh man, that's just crazy. But he fends off these guys, they run off and shit like that, and he's trying to find his thumb. He passes out.
Yo, that shit right there had me like, wow, like this dude really was fighting for his life. And he said, they tried to go for my other hand.
Yeah.
He said, but I had to keep my fist balled up. So they decided to pound on him. And when he realized that they were losing their strength and their energy, that's when he bolted for the door. When he bolted for the door, that's when the fucking clowns left. I was like, oh shit, bro, that's some real hitman shit before the hitman. Like,
that's crazy, man. So he fended them off, and shit. Yeah, be fending them off, passed out, but we already know what that speculation leads up to. It'll lead up to Rob, but apparently he's not been charged for that. So story spreads. So story spreads that it gets on America's Most Fucking Wanted. It gets on America's Most Wanted. Are you serious? That's when I was like, oh shit. Now we get that much attention. Everyone's gonna want to know about your goddamn business. This was the beginning of his downfall, to my opinion. So this story gets on American Most Wanted. Masai makes his return to wrestling the next year. That year, 2002. Still showing off the finger. Yo, I don't have a finger anymore. This ain't no shoe. This is real shit. This, that, and the third. I was like, just, man,
he can't even lick his thumb to turn the page.
Dude, and then you want to talk about Mick Foley losing an ear. This motherfucker lost a fucking thumb.
Yeah, but the question is,
I remember fucking Vader. One of Vader's eyes popped out, and then he had to push it back in.
Yeah,
that's scary. That's scary to even think about.
I'd have threw up. I'm just telling you right now. I'd have heaved everything in my stomach if I'd have saw some shit like that.
Man, this ain't over though, man. Now he ends up on Frontline 2002. And for the horrific porn film, oh man, this horrific porn film had just left a bad taste in my mouth of just the subject matter of this fucking porn film that got him in the fucking hot seat. For real. It was just disgusting. It makes headlines. That he challenges the Attorney General at the fucking time, John Ashcroft, on justified lewd acts in his porn movies. Technically, the First Amendment. It's technically the First Amendment, right? Freedom of speech. Bullshit, bro. No. From the way that the trailer was, oh my fucking god! Like, no. No, 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 no. There's no fucking way some sick pervert is gonna look at a film like that and say, "Yeah, I want to buy that." No fucking way. But then again, how sickles are, the dark web, that's what the real sickles are. So God knows what the hell is even being displayed. So now I actually want now I actually believe it. But Rob Black is a sick motherfucker. Just sick, twisted, just oh my god, that one left a bad taste in my mouth. I had to like turn away for like a couple of seconds, but at the end of the day, like I seen worse, but this was some extra shit. Anyway, so the feds raided his offices. He's already braced up for that shit. He already knows what the fuck's about to happen. He gets arrested. So did Lizzie Borden. They both get arrested. They're facing 50 years and millions of dollars of fines, which technically is bleeding out XPW. So that's dying out. Can't pay the wrestlers, can't pay the actresses, can't pay the actors. You basically have nowhere to turn to, and all your resources are dried out. So that's the end game. But apparently, yeah, but he killed his own company. And multiple charges get dropped one by one, but one of them charges end up sticking. He ended up opting to plead guilty due to financial costs for a defense counsel because he's trying to conserve and everything like that. He got one count of conspiracy to distribute obscene materials. Both of them did, both him and Lizzie, and they both got 1 year, 1 day each. 1 year, 1 day. Now imagine all of them, whatever charges that he had stuck, and he would have got life. Probably would have got life. She would have got like 20 years, some shit like that. But then again, I don't want to sound racist here or shit like that. But if you ain't this, I'm pretty sure they're gonna give you late sentences. I don't know what more I can really say about that. But yeah, man, this was just some crazy ass shit. But both of them went their separate ways afterwards, and shit like that. Raw walked away from wrestling, period. So he was done and over with.
He had no choice.
I mean, just all that. I don't know. Now he rents a burger shop somewhere on the East Coast. He's married with a couple of kids, stuff like that. So he's living a normal life. I don't think Rob Black is really the Rob Black that people would remember him for. I don't want to give a special, condolences to Supreme. Like I said, he passed away May 6, 2020. And of course, Jerome Young, aka New Jack, who passed away earlier this year, 2021. So that was my last take on that. Man, XPW is a whole other different breed now. But back then, you were talking about extreme precautions, extreme circumstances, extreme shit. This was that extreme shit, folks. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's on Vice TV. You can try to for it online or anything like that. But my God, man, this was some shit. And there's one more episode left for Dark Side of the Ring, and that's the one I'm looking forward to. That's what I'm looking fucking forward to, and that's the steroid trials. I can't wait for that one. I want to see what the fuck happened in that fucking courtroom, because how the fuck did this man get away with it? So I just want to figure that one out. But that's my take of XPW, man. That's some extreme shit. Paul Heyman was smart. He's staying kind of conservative and shit like that, but like you said, dude. Uncle Fast. Imagine if that whole partnership really did flourish. Imagine the resources that there would another independent TV deal that could have been and was kept around even when TNA had just started up and shit like that. Imagine that fucking dynamic as well. Another promotion that's still underneath the underground, but when these guys came around, they're still there. What's going to happen? when they were trying to do the same thing, try to grab other people from XPW and ECW, whatever they had merged, to go over to TNA or to Impact and shit like that at that time and make an impact there. Imagine that fucking possibility. That whole wrestling world would have changed back then.
Mr. Man would have his hands full.
It's it's just astonishing, man. It's just astonishing how this brand, this wrestling company was built off of beef, first and foremost. It was built off of beef. It was built off of motherfucking beef. And he just said, fuck it, I'm going to be the most extreme professional wrestling promotion out there. Fuck ECW. Fuck Paul Heyman. He meant it and he went through it. And surprisingly, he lasted longer than Paul Heyman did, which shocked the fuck out of me. Wow. You know what I mean? So, oh, man.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he is. I just said he rents a burger shop on the East Coast where he's married with a couple of kids. I said that.
We'll go find him.
Oh, God. Why? So now you're going to ask him some questions?
Yep.
Yeah, listen.
So he went from selling ass to selling wrestling to now selling hamburgers.
Mm-hmm.
Guarantee you got tater tots.
I mean, I don't know. Probably. You might never fucking know these days about people. Oh, man. But this shit was ridiculous, y'all. Like I said, if y'all haven't go watch it, go watch it. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like, share, subscribe, notification bell, stay up to date with all the content that we got. This is the end of After Dark. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for just supporting us the whole entire time for this crazy ass XPW Dark Side of the Ring episode reaction, thoughts and opinions about. Man, we got a bunch of stuff coming up, man. We got Christopher Neely coming to the stew. Excuse me, coming to the commission's table. We got Layla Gray coming up, man. We got this one with that I ain't forgetting off the top of my head. Excuse me, Tiny Tanoli. Excuse me, she's gonna be having to sit down with me too, and we got some special stuff coming for November as we close to our season finale, and we got a takeover to do on Soul's podcast. So
okay,
we gonna talk about that in our next meeting. I'll let you guys know the details. I need every one of you guys to be there. That's the main exclamation point that I desperately need. Underline. But folks, y'all know where the hell to find us. Y'all know where to tune in. Tune in Sundays at 6 p.m. for the weekly last week in wrestling roundtable talk with the rest of the guys. Needless to say, the After Darks, you know, we're
gonna keep doing them.
We're gonna pop up.
Yep, we're gonna do them.
And before we get out of here, we go around Uncle Fats. Yeah, he says his goodbye, farewells, but God knows when he's gonna be back here.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna hopefully be back tomorrow. Because I get out of work at 6, and I have no gigs on the weekend, so I'm absolutely free. So I'll be down to do the podcast to go over some stuff for this week. And just appreciate the love, man. Like I said from the beginning, there's nothing but love coming from this fat man. And I do appreciate all y'all that have turned us into a couple of hundred, into a couple of stacks. Actually, a few stacks. Let me rephrase that. Because I'm not gonna lie, it's to be in our third season.
Fourth season.
Oh, I'm sorry, 4th season. Well, it's 3 seasons for me because they were already in one when they were leaving out of one, well, ending one. So Um, I have done 3 seasons so far. And I could say from the time I started, the views were coming and they just never stopped. And all we ask is that y'all keep showing us love. Any feedback is good feedback. And the more you share, the better we become, the more
Leave a
content
comment
we have.
below as well, man.
Let us know what you think. You know, it doesn't matter. We take it or whatever. Just understand that if you say anything negative, ladies and gentlemen, we are not accountable for what happens afterwards. You shouldn't have pushed that goddamn button like Sue Young. Because, you know, she asked Chris Tucker, she's like, "What you doing?" She's like, "I got this. Push the button." Yeah, push the goddamn button. You push that button, see what happens. All I'm saying is show some love. Show OTTR your love. We try to bring facts and talk from the heart. And yes, I haven't been here in a while, and I'm not trying to take up the time, but I just wanted to tell y'all, thank y'all for the love and the support. Because without y'all, we would not be at 4K. We'd still be at a couple of hundred. And I appreciate everybody that has come and gone. Whether you cool with us or not, if it wasn't for those that started it off and those that are here now, we would not be here. Everybody's hard work pays off eventually, and it shows. And shout out to Blackheart, man, for being the innovator behind this whole thing, man, and actually giving people like my fat ass and a couple other people in here the opportunity to spit their knowledge and show their love for what we call wrestling. Not wrestling, but wrestling and true wrestling. And regardless of how we feel, we respect and love each other, man. That's the only thing that matters. So I will do my best as the king of bacon to try to be here more often, because even though we have 4K, I know for a fact this season has kind of been a little drag because I missed out on a lot of shit. And we have a group chat. And man, I'm going to tell you right now, if I didn't have so many gigs, holy shit, dude, I would have been chewing out a lot of people. I'd have some serious hate mail coming in my inbox. But with all that being said, I love y'all. So love, peace, and hair grease. Thick cut bacon all the way. You want the best bacon, get it from your local butcher shop or from the nice little Spanish store that got the kitchen in the back with the slicer. Just tell Poppy that you want 1.5 pounds of that thick cut bacon. You know what I'm saying? Them nice sausages or linguice sausages. You know, some eggs and some grits. Call it a day, you feel me? I'm a breakfast connoisseur. That's what I do best. You understand? Hey, I got pictures. I'm posting them up on Facebook and Instagram. So keep an eye out. Keep an eye out, man. Listen, you laughing, bro, but see, y'all gotta have mimosas, bro. I have mimosas, you know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with waffles, man. If you do waffles, I can't talk to you.
Sounds like food porn to me.
Yeah, but I'm saying, who wants to do arts and crafts for breakfast, bro? Just get pancakes, bro. Just top and bottom, bro, and just
probably. You do. I'll just hit my natural cereal and a nice big ass bowl. No,
I got to take you to get some good breakfast, bro. You'll be like, holy crap, dude. When are we going back? And I'll be like, you know.
Only time will tell. Folks, y'all know the drill. Y'all know the steals. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, we beat y'all. Adieu. Catch y'all on the last week of Wrestling Team.
Your back.